Well, my question is, in order to achieve, spectacular results from the viewpoint of humans, but really results of truth, we have to, what I've learned is, I feel like I have to guard my thought atmosphere, my consciousness. It might be viewed
Hone
as...
it rather than guard it. Hone it.
Hone it, yeah.
Create it deliberately.
If I tell someone something I'm trying to do in my life, which could be a large aspiration, they're usually quick to tell me why it's not possible. So,
well, if you know that, then there's no reason, nothing to guard against, because you just know that they're just not going to understand, and that's okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'm asking, do I either just maybe share things with people that where it's not really safe and I know they're going to come at me, or do I kind of keep my circle a lot smaller when I'm sharing things like that?
We would encourage that when you're doing step 1, 2, 3, because step 1, you know what you want, and step 2, it's already created, and so step 3, you're trying to get yourself in the vibrational frequency that allows it. And so if you're step 1, 2, and 3, then being a little bit deliberate about who you say what to, we can see, could create a path of least resistance. But once you're doing step 4, you really don't care what they think, because they don't know. Just because somebody doesn't understand law of attraction doesn't mean that it isn't evident all around you. And just because somebody doesn't understand who you are and how source feels about you, just because they've placed conditions that block them from it, doesn't mean that you have to take their blocking conditions and block yourself from it. And that really is what step 4 is, isn't it? I love you anyway, but you're pretty dumb when it comes to me. Don't pick a fight with anyone, because those who don't like to fight never win when you pick fights with those who do like to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's great. So as far as, and you hit the thing of privacy, I feel like when I can keep an idea not private because I'm scared of letting it loose, but
Jerry wrote a paper years ago because
powerful.
he was counseling people on financial matters. And he wrote a paper, and the heading of his paper said, keep your ideas to yourself until they are fully developed. Because once you own them, once they're fully developed within you, then nobody can discourage you from it, because you're standing on stable footing. But if you're still a little bit tentative, you don't need someone, and you can tell by the way you feel. After a while, you just become so sure-footed that Esther finds herself delivering what she knows deliberately, not because she is now worried about someone else knocking her off her game, but because she doesn't want to make unnecessary ripples in their experience. Because when you're answering a question that isn't being asked, you're creating an unnecessary ripple in somebody's experience. Sort of like pushing a noodle. So the more you are sensitive, you can tell when someone's opening. You can tell when somebody's ready to hear, you see. We really liked your opening words. You said, can you remember what they were?
Yeah, I said when you're trying to achieve something that's, very successful or high aspirations, but that really is in line with truth.
So, but there was another word that you used in the achieving. You're wanting to accomplish. You're wanting, and the word that we wanted to give back to you is you're wanting to demonstrate. In other words, it's the demonstrating of it because you're aware of the way it appears to others. And so this is what we talk about all day, every day. We've been talking to you for a very long time about creating a vibrational reality, and you all say collectively to us, we know you love us, but you still say collectively to us, big whoopee, Abraham. It's nice that the vibrational reality exists, but the one that I find most satisfying is the one that I am realizing into my experience. And so that's when we began talking about things moving from the vibrational reality into your grid or into your point of attraction or into your vibrational climate. Because you've been doing the work, you've been sifting and you've been asking, and your vibrational reality it has enough in it to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. Really it does. So what you're wanting is the realization of it, or at least that's what you think you want. You think you want the success of it, because success that's measured by the physical world is satisfying. If others can see it, then there's no question about it. And yes, you want that, and we want that for you. But there is a success that goes far beyond somebody else's acknowledgement of your accomplishment. And that is the way it feels to you along the way. Because these accomplishments, they are very short-lived. In other words, you work and work and work, and you reach some what you call ending point, where there's some accolade. But it's a brief moment. That culmination where people are recognizing your moment in the sun is a very brief moment in the sun. What about the day-to-day experiences? Which brings us back to the question that we really want to put to you. Are you happy? Are you happy day to day? Esther's been kicking back on the airplane, or sitting anytime she's waiting for her car to be washed, or anytime that she has a little bit of time, she's been taking her notebook out and she's been writing, what things make me feel good when I'm doing them? What things do I like to do? Because she wants to focus on those thoughts and those activities that feel good, because she knows that they make her life experience. They are what are causing her to create the vibrational atmosphere that brings everything else into the picture. Everything else is coming in response to that. So the successful honing of that vibrational frequency is the work. And everything reflects that, you see.
Great. Thank you.
Enough?
Yeah, it's great.
Really, very good conversation.